Hello everyone and welcome you all back to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be teaching you on how to cut this massive flake gown, the longest size. So let's get there. First thing first, you have to fold your fabric into two like this as you're seeing it, and then mark out the exact length of the gown and add 6 or 7 inch extra. Supposing your gown is 60, make sure you add 7 inches, making it 67, then cut it out like this. Remember, the fabric is unfold, like it is two equal halves like this. After you are done doing that, you fold it like this. Just watch the video carefully and you're going to get what I'm saying. You can see, because Ankara length is always 45, and you still need to add to the sides because it's not going to be equal. If you are cutting on a short one like this, it should be equal, but because it is on a long level, it's not going to be equal. So at this point, you have to mark out your gown length and then add 6 inches also. My gown length is 57, then everything I'm marking out here is what is 63. So I already added extra 6 allowance to it. So at this point, I'm just trying to get the circle shape at that flare side. You have to place your tape rule at the upper part, the midpoint over there, and then just try to be, shifting your hand all around the fabric, and then be marking your gown length plus the allowance like this. So after you are done doing that, this is the shape it's supposed to give you at the down part. So just place your tape rule at the midpoint like the way I'm showing here. The table is too small, so I'm just trying to move the camera in order for you to see it clearly. So this is the way you're going to get the shape. Just make sure your tape rule is at the midpoint upper there, and then be moving it around and mark exact your right measurement. If you mark 63 on one side and then you mark 62 on one side, it's not going to be equal and it's going to give you one funny kind shape and you will not like it. So at this point, I'm already done marking mine. The next thing I did was to add to where it's not enough. So I'm going to take another fabric. It's of two sides that is not enough, so I'm going to fold the fabric into two. That side I'm showing you, because Ankara is 45, so it's not going, there's no way it's going to be full at that side, except you are using crepe. And yeah, so I folded my fabric into two like that, and then I cut it straight down to meet the edge of the other side. The next thing I'm going to do is to get the circle shape, and I've not yet cut out the first one I do, and this is what I'm going to do. And when you are cutting the remaining part of the side like this, don't forget to add allowance to it for joining. After you are done doing that, what I did next is that I place my tape rule on that side, and then I mark it exactly the way I did for the first part. The way I marked out the circle shape for the first part, I haven't cut that out yet, and the reason is that I will shape this out first, and then I will use that shape to trim off the first one I did, because I want the shape to be equal. And I got the circle shape. After I got it, just place your tape rule like the way I did in the first one, and then I trim it off because I just want the shape to be equal. That is why. You might actually trim your own first and then use it to trim this off. Depends on what is convenient for you. So this is when I use that shape to trim down the shape that I first drew, and it came out perfect. After you are done doing this, what you're going to do next to confirm if the shape is actually equal is to fold this like this. If everything is equal and there's no funny shape, that means you've cut out the right thing. moving forward, you are supposed to what? To join that side together in order for you to be able to work with the fabric very well. So take it to your sewing machine and then join it whichever way you desire. The next thing for us to do is to come down by 10 inches, and I came down by 10 inches because you're supposed to work with the chest line, I mean the bust point of the customer. So if you've not been paying attention lately, I want you to pay attention over here very very well. So the next thing for you to do on that 10 inches, or probably you also came down by 10 inches, is that you are going to raise up 6.5 or 7 inches, depends on what you want to use for your stripe. You can see that I placed 6.5 inches over there. That will be for my stripe, and then you are going to determine the actual length again if it is okay, and I'm okay with it like that. And at that point I measured 10.5 inches for my bust point, and that is where I'm going to be placing my bust measurement over there. So I'm working with 44 inches bust, so I divided it by 4 because my fabric is on 4, and then I'm okay with the wideness. There's no need for you to add too much allowance over here. The next thing for you to do is to determine your chest area. So I'm just going to cut it off like this, then I'm going to trim it off later. I used 7.5 over here, but I later reduced it to 6.5 because the chest area is not like your normal shoulder, so it's supposed to be smaller. After I already determined the bust area, so the next thing for me to do here is to cut it out, and then you're going to see what I'll do next. After I already cut those out, the next thing for me is to reduce this chest area to 6.3, and it's going to determine this part is because I'm working with a shoulder of 16 inches. If you are working with a smaller shoulder, definitely that part will be smaller as well. After that, I already joined this part. You remember where I added another fabric, and then I ironed it very very well, and that is the key. The next thing I did was I cut out my facing because I'm not adding lining to it. I cut out facing for both the front and the back. Normally the front and the back is of the same shape, so just cut out your facing in two places, and that is what I'm doing here. Another thing I did is to cut out my rope. That is a rope or stripe, anyone. So I later added half inches to the initial 6.5, if you remember, and then I cut out 7 like that for front and back to make it 14, and then I make it 15 plus sewing allowance. I hope you get that. So this is for one part, and then I cut another part out, making it two, one for one side and one for the other side. So this is just the whole thing that you're going to cut out, because mine has the pockets, and then after I'm done with this I cut out the pockets for the two sides as well. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel, don't forget to like this video if it is helpful, don't forget to put down your comments please, and watch to the end, stop fast forwarding so that it can be of great use for you and I too. Thank you for watching. Thank you for every time. God bless. And that is all for this tutorial. Stay happy, stay blessed. Thank you so much. Bye.